The time is 8 p.m. Central. All regular amateur traffic, please stand by because you're now listening to the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Heard here Thursday nights on the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club frequencies and the University Link repeater system. First, let me ask, is there any emergency or priority traffic on this frequency? Hearing none, I'll tell you that I am transmitting tonight from Dripping Springs using the 147.320 repeater, which we affectionately call the Oak. For more information regarding the club's repeater system, and how to become a member, please visit n50ak.org. You can also participate in this net using the University Link repeater system. For more information about the University Link repeater system, please visit ka5d.com. If you are outside of Austin, we would love to hear from you too. The way to get in is via Echolink by connecting to KA5D-R or K5TMT-R. You can also reach us via All-Star by connecting to node 51444. If you are listening through the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system and wish to participate, be sure your tone is set to 114.8. For the University Link repeater system, set your tone to 97.4. For club members, we have our very own Thursday night discussion and net channel, video net channel on Discord. So swing by and say hi to folks hanging out there during this net. My name is Steve, KI5UKF, and I'll be your net controller for this evening. This is a controlled net. Stations should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment time. If you are a new ham or just new to the net, the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net is a social net. We get together every week to share knowledge, ask questions, and hang out. It is very easy to check into this net. In just a bit, I'll ask for check-ins and take down a list of all stations who wish to participate. Once we have everyone checked in, I'll go down the list one at a time and give you the floor. Feel free to ask questions pertaining to ham radio, tell us about something you've been working on, or just say hi. We just want to hear from you. If you missed the first round of check-ins, sorry, we'll grab you on the next round. Please avoid topics of politics, religion, or anything else potentially inflammatory. Please keep it clean, nice, and appropriate as we have young hams participating. It is time for station identification and the opening of the net for check-in. Please stand by. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, call sign N50AK. We are here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. If you're just joining us through the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system and wish to participate, be sure again and set that tone to 114.8. If you're using the University Link repeater system, that tone is 97.4. My name again is Steve, KI5UKF, and I will be your net controller for tonight's net. It is time for short-time check-ins. Short-time check-ins means operators who cannot stay for the entire net. I will not open the floor for comments or questions for the short-timers after they take their turn. That way, they can call in, say hi, get on the log, and go on with their evening. If you check in as a short-timer and later want to rejoin the net, please feel free to recheck in. So if you're busy tonight but still want to check in, I am looking for short-time check-ins, any modes, anywhere. Please come with your call sign, your name. Short-timers, come on in.
This is Kilo India 6, Hotel Quebec Tango, Ken in South Austin, no traffic.
This is
That second check-in, all I caught was your this is. You want to try that again? I didn't get the second check-in after Cat, but maybe while you're working on that, we can go ahead and have any other short timers check in.
This is Kilo Juliet 5 Alpha Victor Juliet. This is Bill down here in Buda. No traffic. This is Kilo Charlie 2 Kilo Oscar Oscar. Good evening, Dave here in Tonawanda, New York. No traffic. Good evening, everyone.
This is Kilo India 5 Yankee India Alpha Marshall in South Austin. No traffic.
This is KB5MPJ, Kilo Bravo 5, Mike Papa Juliet, Jason and Buda.
This is
Whiskey 5, Whiskey Tango Hotel, W5WTH, Pat, Austin, Echo Inc.
This is Alpha Charlie 5 Golf. This is
Kilo India 5 Whiskey Lima Foxtrot, Stephen and Kyle. No traffic.
All right, any other short time check-in? Can I get the Echo Link station check-in to call out that call for me real slow again? Give me the mnemonics. I couldn't quite catch it.
Yes, of course. Whiskey 5, Whiskey Tango Hotel, W5WTH, Pat, Austin, Echo Inc.
All right, any other short time check-ins? All right, I'm going to go back to the top of the list. We had Cat, HQT with no traffic. We had Bill and Buda with no traffic. We had Dave with no traffic, Marshall with no traffic, and then we had Jason and Buda. What's going on, MPJ?
KB5MPJ. Yeah, not too much. Just looking forward to field day this weekend. I'll be going out there to Ranch 3232 on Saturday, so I'll be looking forward to that. See, I've got a new radio here. I won't be playing with it at field day or anything, but I got a DMR/analog radio that I'm playing with here. I just got up and running, and that's what I'm talking on right now. So that's my current radio project, and that's pretty much what I've got. Back to net control.
So did you pick up that DMR? Is that brand spanking new out of the box, or is that something you acquired at a Hamfest?
So I got it on eBay, new in box, never used according to the seller. So it's basically a brand new radio.
whispering out there. Where's the radio whisperer out there tonight? I'm looking for the whisperer out there. Yeah.
All right, that last signal, this is a controlled net. This is the Thursday night net at the N50AK Radio Club. If you'd like to check in, please give us your name and call sign. Otherwise, please hold the traffic until your name is called. All right, Jason, did we get everything with you? Did you have anything else for us?
No, I think that's it. Back to net control. B5 MPJ.
Awesome. Next we had Pat on Echolink. What's going on, Pat?
Thanks for running that. I probably would have checked in no traffic, but I didn't. Let's see, so I'll quickly cough up a ham radio something or other. I tried to build a phase detector to help with Foxconn. I bought a ADI 8302 chip, and it does phase detection. However, upon hooking that up and writing some software for a microcontroller, that project failed. So that was my ham radio failure for the week. Back to net.
Hey, if you're competent enough to mess around with microcontrollers and do all that work on your own, I don't call that a failure. I just call that practice, Pat. So I wish you the best of luck with that. Do you have anything else for us?
Let me check in. Good luck to everyone at Field Day. W5WTH. Back to net.
All right, great. Next we have a C5G. Is that Philip?
Yes, sir. Good evening. How are you doing? Hello to everyone on the net. Not too much going on for me this week. I did get a new radio to play with, though, the IC9700, which I'm kind of getting to play with for the first time really right now, so that's been exciting. Other than that, unfortunately, I'm not making it out to Field Day this weekend. I'm going down to Houston. I've got a nephew's got a birthday party we're going to, so I will not be joining you guys in the sweltering heat. Other than that, not too much radio going on for me. AC5G, back to net.
Wow, Philip, that's like two of our club members with new radios in the same week. It's like Christmas at the Oak Hill Radio Club. So how much have you played with that 7300?
I've sat down with it a couple times. It's a 9700 actually. I did have the 7300. Now I've got its twin basically, but I've sat down with it a couple times. But this is actually like the first repeater chatter I've done, other than just kind of setting it up and programming in some memories and playing around on 1.2 gig, just seeing if I could get anything out of the antenna that I have, which I can't unfortunately. But yeah, this is kind of really its version run for me anyway.
Well, that's great to hear. I'm sorry we won't catch you at Field Day this weekend, but hope you have a good weekend. Take care. All right, let's do a station ID. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, Thursday Night Net, hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club. Call sign N50AK. Before we get into regular check-ins, we're going to review a question or two from the FCC's current general exam. If you have a technician license, this will give you a sample of what the test is about. If you already passed your general exam, it's always a good thing to review the material. Let's pass it over to Dave, K7TVA, for tonight's question. Take it away, David.
Thank you, Steve. This is David, Kilo 7 Tango Victor Alpha. And actually, the questions I've prepared for tonight are from are new to the upcoming general question pool that will be going into effect on July 1st. I'm just too excited. I couldn't wait. I'll let this drop. Okay, so without further ado, here is the first question. What is the purpose of an antenna tuner? I repeat, what is the purpose of an antenna tuner? The answer choices are alpha, reduce the SWR in the feed line to the antenna. Bravo, reduce the power dissipation in the feed line to the antenna. Charlie, increase power transfer from the transmitter to the feed line. Or Delta, all these choices are correct. Those answers are a little complicated, so I'll read them again. The answer choices are alpha, reduce the SWR in the feed line to the antenna. Bravo, reduce the power dissipation in the feed line to the antenna. Charlie, increase power transfer from the transmitter to the feed line. Or Delta, all these choices are correct. We'll take responses from technician class operators first. Come now with your call sign and your answer.
KI5YLF. I'm going to go with Alpha.
Okay, we have KI5YLF with answer Alpha. Any other technicians, please come now with your call sign and your answer. Nothing heard, so we will move on to all stations, all licensed classes, with answers to the first general exam question. Please come now with your call sign and your answer.
BBS, put me down for Delta.
DBS is always good for a Delta. Any others?
K5BZI, all the above.
Okay, last call for answers on the purpose of an antenna tuner. All right, nothing heard. And in fact, the correct answer is Charlie, to increase the power transfer from the transmitter to the feed line. So we have all struck out on this one, unfortunately. This was a very interesting and actually difficult question because the relationships between radios, feed lines, and antennas with respect to tuners are often misunderstood. So that's a great question in my opinion, and we welcome it to the general exam pool. Once again, this is Kilo 7 Tango Victor Alpha on the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net. Stand by for the second general pool exam question in a moment. All right, here is our second question. Which of the following is good practice when choosing a transmitting frequency to answer a station calling CQ using FT8? Again, the question is, which of the following is good practice when choosing a transmitting frequency to answer a station calling CQ using FT8? The answer choices are Alpha, always call on the station's frequency. Bravo, call on any frequency in the waterfall except the station's frequency. Charlie, find a clear frequency during the same time slot as the calling station. Or Delta, find a clear frequency during the alternate time slot to the calling station. We'll start with technician license holders first. Please come now with your call sign and your answer. All right, nothing heard, so we'll open it up to all responses, all licensed classes. Come now with your call sign and your answer.
BBS with another Delta.
KI5YLS, forgot to check in under technician. I'm going to go with Delta as well for Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, we have a couple of Deltas. Any other answers?
BBS, I'm going to go for Delta, as Dallas Cowboys suck.
I believe Rusty is now up to double D with his answer choices. One last call for any answers with questions to the second general exam question.
KI5PZN with Charlie.
All right, thank you, Ernesto. Any others?
AC5G with another Charlie for Cowboy Suck.
All right, excellent. We have an even split between Cowboys being good and the Cowboys sucking. That is answer choices Charlie and Delta. In fact, the correct answer to this question is Delta. Find a clear frequency during the alternate time slot to the calling station. On FT8, it does not matter if you are on the same frequency as the station you are making a contact with, as long as you are within the FT8 passband. But you have to be on the alternate time slot to that calling station and on a frequency that is clear of other transmissions during that time slot. Thank you very much to all the stations that participated, and I hope you'll all join me in being excited to add some new questions to the pool. This is Kilo 7 Tango Victor Alpha, back to the net.
Thank you, David, very much for doing tonight's questions. I think I would have missed both of them, regardless of the Cowboys sucking or not. I think I would have missed both of those questions. Let me do a station ID. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, call sign N50AK. We're here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. If you're just joining us through the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system and wish to participate, set that tone to 114.8. If you're using the University Link system, set your tone to 97.4. My name is Steve, KI5UKF, and I'm your net controller for tonight's net. We're going to pass the mic now to the K5BZI Ray Shack, where he's going to have a guest, I believe, cover tonight's ham radio news for us.
Thank you, Steve. This is K5BZI in South Austin, Texas, and I'm going to hand the mic over to my wife, Allie, for tonight's news. Take it away.
Amateur radio helps air show fly high. More than 40 members of the Nashville Amateur Radio Club, Williamson County Airs, and Stones River Amateur Radio Club partnered to provide operations support leading up to and throughout the 2023 Great Tennessee Air Show. On June 10 to 11, 2023, the show was headlined by the U.S. Navy Blue Angels demonstration team. Tom Deckler, K1KY, Air Show Communications Coordinator, said the amateur radio operators from the Middle Tennessee Emergency Amateur Radio System have been supporting the air show since the mid-1980s. Operators were able to employ multiple technologies during the event, including simplex radio operations, RF mesh networking, mobile voice-over IP phones, IP surveillance cameras, APRS tracking, and weather monitoring and measurement. Rutherford County Airport Authority Director John Black and Deputy Director Salil Rai expressed their sincere appreciation for the team and all of those who worked the event. This volunteer amateur support translates to operations money that can go directly towards community projects. In addition to the U.S. Navy Blue Angels demonstration team, historic aircraft, including the Spirit Detroit DC-3 and the Blue Angels Fat Albert C-130 Hercules, also highlighted the show. Event organizers said they expected more than 50,000 people to attend the event. The next Great Tennessee Air Show is scheduled for 2025. Proclaiming Field Day. With 2023 Field Day fast approaching, many amateur radio operators are busy scouting their locations and getting their equipment ready for the big event. State sections and individual clubs are also working on publicizing Field Day and obtaining proclamations from local and state governments. It's a great way to help get clubs noticed and to draw attention to amateur radio. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine issued a proclamation naming June 24 to 25, 2023 as Amateur Radio Operators Appreciation Days. In Kansas, Governor Laura Kelly signed a proclamation making June 24 to 25, 2023 Amateur Radio Field Days, while Assistant Section Manager of the ARRL Kansas Section Kenneth A. Cobb, Alpha Kilo 0 Alpha, and others stood at her side. Many other states, such as Illinois and Virginia, have issued proclamations and more are pending. See their proclamations as ARRL receives them. It's not too late to request a proclamation on resolution. The ARRL 2023 Field Day Overview is a great place to start and has information on every aspect of getting ready for Field Day. Visit the ARRL Field Day webpage for all of the events, rules, and regulations. The information is also available in Spanish at Reglas del Día de Campo de la ARRL 2023. I got that right. ARRL will host a live stream on YouTube and other social media platforms during Field Day. The social media team will be sharing images and photos posted with the hashtag ARRLFD. Remember to post content with the hashtag for a chance to be featured and help spread the message for the event. Also tag us. Find our social media channels on a page that we will share soon. Be sure to join the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club this weekend for Field Day at Ranch 3232 just outside the Dripping Springs. For more information, see the Field Day channel on Discord. That's all for the news.
K5BZI, back to net.
Thank you, Allie, very much. Very interesting stuff. A lot of excitement, I know, in our club and in ham radio in general over the upcoming Field Day. And thanks, Ray. All right, let's pass the mic now to our president, Rusty, WZ5BBS. He's going to give us the club and trivia announcements.
Thanks, Steve, for running the net. Before I get started, I'm going to ping Sky N5LX and see if he has any Fox News updates for us. We had several going on for the weekend. Sky N5LX, you got your ears on, man?
Yes, sir. This is N5LX.
Take it away, man.
All righty. So, for this week's Fox Hunt news, let's see what we got here. We had 3 Fox Hunts in Austin this last weekend, hosted by Rusty, WZ5BBS, Ernesto, KI5PZN, and I hosted one as well. The successful and skillful fox hunters for Rusty's Fox Hunt, I believe, were Alex, KF0KCB, Doug, KG5UNK, and I found that one as well. The successful hunters for Ernesto's Fox Hunt were Alex, again, KF0KCB, and Prithvi, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, KE0NHX. I had fun finding that one as well, and I have the bug bites to prove it. And then the Fox Hunt that I hosted for this last weekend, the successful fox hunters were Andy, KF5JLJ, and Alex again, KF0KCB, and Prithvi again, KE0NHX. I'm going to reset here. So it looks like Alex, put forth the effort to find all 3 of those foxes, so congratulations to him. And Prithvi, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, he took the time to find out 2 out of the 3. So congratulations to those 2 gentlemen, and thanks to all who participated. Hope you guys had fun, and hopefully, I don't know, I do pretty much every hunt I learned some little new thing. Anyway, Rusty's fox location was interesting, I think, because he had it right next to his front door at his house, which was kind of counterintuitive since he had already hosted a fox hunt a couple of months previously where he had also had the fox at his house where the little Fox transmitter was feeding crossband to a 70-centimeter transmitter, which he had hooked up to the antenna. I think it was on top of his house. I don't think anybody expected that. Reset. I don't think anybody expected that he would have located the fox at his home a second time. So I think some folks may have actually dismissed that possibility, which ended up making their search a lot longer. Anyway, that was fun for those who found it, and for, partly because of the hunt, but also because they got to hang out with Rusty afterwards, which is fun, and I kind of wonder if that wasn't maybe like one of his ulterior motives for the choice of location. Reset. Ernesto's fox was challenging due to reflection, typical for an urban environment. It was hidden in a residential neighborhood behind a tree full of some really thick, bug-infested brush next to the railroad tracks. And I remember seeing the train go by during the final phase of that hunt. Let's see what else. Oh, well, the fox hunt that I hosted, it was located in the woods about 50 yards from a playscape on the periphery of the Lotta Branch Greenbelt. It was about 30 feet up in the air in a tree, so kudos to anybody who actually saw the transmitter, because it's not easy. It was right next to a makeshift grave that somebody built, and I couldn't help but wonder if it wasn't part of some kind of a geocaching thing, but I never found out. Anyway, it was a challenging location, I think, although maybe easier to get good bearings compared to Ernesto's and Rusty's. Anyway, those were the 3 fox hunts. It was a fun weekend. It was hot, but didn't seem to hold anybody back. And I guess one more thing I'll add is feel free to call in with any corrections if I got anybody's name or call sign wrong. Reset. Although this is a field day weekend, I'm still planning on hosting a fox hunt in Austin for anybody. Well, it'll be running from Friday afternoon until Sunday afternoon for anybody who's interested. Maybe if they want to squeeze in a fox hunt, or maybe if they're not going out to field day. But anyway, you don't have to go out there, but there'll be one. Hopefully there'll be one for you if you're interested. And if radio direction finding, we always like to mention, I guess at the end of the Fox News, that if radio direction finding sounds like an interesting or fun thing to you, but you haven't tried it yet, feel free to check out the N50AK Fox Hunt Discord channel. And also you can check out the, there's pinned messages on there for directions on how to build antennas and how to make fox hunt maps and more. And I also mentioned that we usually have fox hunts every couple of weeks, maybe every 2 or 3 weeks, but sometimes every weekend. So just stay tuned to the Fox Hunt Discord channel or the Fox Hunt page on the N50AK website. And that's all for the Fox News for this week, and thanks for listening. Back to you, back to Net Control. This is N5LX.
Thank you, Sky, for that update. Lots of exciting stuff going on. I remain the worst fox hunter in the club. I think I'm 0-4 officially. All right, now let's go back to Rusty. W5BBS, give us a club update.
Sir, for running the net, man, for the first time, even not for the first time, dude, you're doing a great job. So just to kind of touch in on what Sky said, yes, I am a butthole, and I put the fox at the house. It was the club fox, and I wanted to test it out and make sure that the battery worked and all that kinds of fun. And you're on to me, Sky. It's you put the fox at the house, and then everybody comes through, and you get random company throughout the weekend. So it's a lot of fun. I think Sky came by and had dinner on Saturday night, and he got to hang out for, I don't know, you were here for a couple hours. So it always makes for good company. And, so it's good company and some good conversation and a fox hunt all in one. So I do appreciate that. I have been talking to people, and I think we're going to do a little Fox Hunt Academy training, something like that, and get all the new people. I know we've got a bunch of tape measure Yagis that are out in the field, and as a matter of fact, Prithvi was the first person to find my fox, or the club fox, and he did it with his tape measure Yagi with his buddy with an SDR. So it was a whole lot of fun to meet them. They showed up at the house right before Ernesto and I started doing the trivia net, and it was really good to meet them. So see, once again, you get random people coming by the house. It's like nerdy trick or treat. All right, so on to official business. The Trivia Net, we have one here every Friday night at 9 p.m., but, man, this is going to be the last one. This Friday is the last Friday night Trivia Net. We had 33 people play last week with us. Sky, N5LX was the big winner. He got 2,312 points. Way to go, Sky. Blake, KI5ZTW coming in second, and Bill, W5ITZ, in the third spot. The elimination round was a fun one. We made it all the way to question number 5, and it took out our final 3 people. Dave, KI5STT, Holly, W5LUL, and Rodrigo, KJ5BEJ, made it all the way to level 5. Player rankings, we got Alan, KB5VKP, in the number 1 spot with 1,804 ranked points. Aaron, AI5HP, in second. And Kent, Trivia Robot, KI5RBT, coming in third. Anybody can play. All you need is a smartphone, a tablet, or a computer. Bingo starts at 8:30, so you have something to do while you're hanging out waiting for the net to begin. Check out player rankings, stats, net logs, anything you want to know about the Friday Night Trivia Net. Head over to n5oak.org and click on the Trivia Net tab. Like I said, this one is the last one on Friday, and then we're going to be shutting it down, so make sure you get your name in the log. That is all I have for the trivia update. We're going to pass the mic over to KI5PZN for the official club business and all the fun things that the club is up to. Ernesto, are you out there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is KI5PZN. Hey, Steve, thank you for running the net, man. You're doing a stellar job. All right, we have one new member since last week. We currently have 539 members, so be prepared, Steve. If they crank it up tonight, you're going to have 539 check-ins. We want to welcome Dwayne, KX5DJV. He's a new member. He joined on the 19th, so welcome to the club, Dwayne. And a quick reminder, we have N5OAK gear available online. So go to n5oak.org. and look for the N5OAK gear tab. We got cool stuff over there, dude. Go and check it out. Cool shirts and hoodies and really cool things. So go and check that out. The next club meeting will be Saturday, July the 15th at the Hawson branch of the Boston Public Library, located on the corner of Exposition Boulevard and Bowman Avenue. Check out the website for the meeting channel on Discord, or Discord too, for all the details. New license session will be right after the next quarterly meeting on July the 15th. We are at noon at the Hawson branch of the Austin Public Library. And if you know anybody who is interested in getting licensed, or if you would like to upgrade your license, go to N5OAK and click on the Get License tab to reserve a spot. Like Sky said earlier, he's going to be hosting a Fox this weekend in N5LX, so thank you for doing that, my friend. In case for those of you who cannot make it to the field day, or if you did but still want to go out and look for the Fox, keep an eye on the Fox Hunt channel on Discord for that. Don't forget the Saturday morning K5LBJ net, that's from the Lhasa High School guys. It starts at 8 a.m. on the Okeechobee Radio Club repeater system, the University Link repeater system, and the 146.940 repeater. They're everywhere now. The MR repeater has nets throughout the week, so check out n5oak.org for all details on the DMR repeater and the net schedules. The calendar, the easiest way to stay up to date is to subscribe to the official club calendar. Head over to n5oak.org and click on the calendar tab to make it happen. If you have any photos or QSL cards that you would like to share on the website, head over to the comment box channel on Discord and submit them there. Let's see. And reminder, we have, of course, Summer Field Day coming up this weekend on Ranch 3232. Again, the next club meeting on July the 15th. And the next in-person session, also July the 15th at noon. Morning, we go to Waterloo Ice House on 8600 Burnett Road. That's just south of 183. A bunch of hams from all over the place. We get together there and have a good time. We get there at around 8 a.m. and we stay there for about, I don't know, a couple of hours. So if you can't or don't want to make it at 8, you can show up a little bit later and you'll have a good time there. It's really good conversation and you get to learn about ham radio as well. That's on Waterloo Ice House every Saturday at 8 a.m. And that's it for now. Back to Net Control. This is KI5PZN.
Thank you, Rusty and Ernesto, for those updates. Let me do a quick station ID. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, call sign N50AK. We're here every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. If you're just now joining us through the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system and wish to participate, be sure your tone is set to 114.8. If you're using the University Link repeater system, please set your tone to 97.4. My name is Steve, KI5UKF, and I am your net controller for tonight's net. I'll be looking for the regular check-ins here shortly. No membership is required to do that. Any licensed operator is welcome to check in. Before we start with check-ins, I want to propose a couple of questions for discussions tonight, optional of course for you. But first I'd like to know if you're going to field day this weekend at all. And second, I'd like to know, I'd like for us to discuss what is your strategy to beat this triple-digit heat. New hams are encouraged to check in, so if you're a new ham, we would love to hear from you. As we say, any mode, anywhere, please come now with your call sign and your name. I'd really appreciate it. As somebody mentioned, this is my first time to run the net, so I'd really appreciate those call signs and phonetics, kind of slow for the slow kid. So come on now with your call sign and your name.
Kilo India 5, Papa Zulu November, KI5PZN, Ernesto.
And 5JGX, November 5, Juliet Golf X-Ray.
This is Kilowatt 5, Bravo Zulu India, K5BZI, Ray in South Austin, Texas.
This is Whiskey Zulu 5, Bravo, Bravo Sierra, Rusty, Northwest Austin.
Kilo 7, Tango Victor Alpha, David in North Austin.
November 5, Lima X-Ray, Oak Hill. Don't really have any traffic, just wanted to say hi to everybody.
This is Kilo India 5, Yankee Lima Sierra, Cody in Fort Cavazos.
This is Kilo 5, Bravo, Mike, Romeo, short time, no traffic.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Mike Hotel November, no traffic.
Alrighty then, we'll do another round of regular check-ins here in a bit. but let's go back to the top of the list and check in with Ernesto. How's it going, Mr. PZN?
Hey, Steve. Thanks again for running the net. Man, you're doing an awesome job here. It sounds like you've been doing this for a while. I have a question for you before I start talking here. Does your job involve public speaking? Back to you.
Yeah, you could say that. I was a trial lawyer for 25 years, and now I work for the government, speak in front of the legislature frequently. I do a lot of training. I do a lot of seminars. So, yeah, a little bit.
Well, right on, man. Awesome. Yeah, you're sounding awesome running the net. All good, man. Let's see. Last weekend, I helped Rusty with Mireya, KI5SYX. She's my YL. I run the trivia net. We had a great time, always, laughing and having a good time, even though it was storming. My son Enrique was there as well. And then, let's see, yesterday was Wednesday. Hung out with the guys at Davis House, K7TVA, was Dusty. Dusty. I'm reading Doug and Rusty, so that's what came out. So Doug and Rusty, Dusty. That's the Dusty team. And Philip G. We were helping out David on trimming one of these antennas, and that for me was a learning experience. Aside from hanging out with the guys, it's always fun. And let's see, just working, not a whole lot of time for HF during the day because I've been busy. But let's see. I think that's about it, man. And thanks again for running the net, and hello to everybody listening and participating tonight. This is KI5PZN. Oh, well, you have 2 questions. I'm getting old, Steve. Could you repeat the question for me? I'm losing my mind.
You bet, Ernesto. First question was whether or not you're going to make it to field day for all or part of the event. The second question is, what is your strategy prior and upcoming on beating this triple-digit heat we're having the past couple of weeks?
Right on, thank you. Yeah, I'm going to be going to the Austin Amateur Radio Club field day. I need to be there and say hi to everybody, kiss the baby and all the things. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Thank goodness it's air conditioned, so I'm okay with that. And then to your second question, thank goodness for shortness handles and iced tea. That's about summarize what I do throughout the summer. I try not to dress up anywhere. I go just t-shirt and sandals, and well, that's usually me all year round. But yeah, I try not to put anything too formal looking. Unless I'm running the net, of course, then I'll put my tuxedo on, whatever. But that's it, man. Back to you. This is KI5PZN.
All right. I guess just one other quick question. You said you were trimming an antenna. Was that just a wire antenna, or was that some kind of a mast, or what exactly was involved in that?
It's a wire antenna that David got way up there in the trees, and it was one of those cases that if he would have been doing that by himself, it would have taken him probably a few hours because you have to go up there and lower the wire and then trim it and then go put it back up and then go and check on the nano VNA, and but we have people in all corners, and we were using HDs. So I think we were done within probably 30 minutes or 45 minutes. I think might have been longer, but felt like it was really quick.
That's super cool. All right, great, Ernesto. Thanks very much. So, does anybody out there have a question or comment for Ernesto tonight? Go ahead with your call sign, your name.
KI5YLF.
Go ahead, Cody.
I just wanted to come in and say that you were putting Rusty's name as Dusty. It's alright, he is Dusty, so don't feel too bad. Back to you, Ernesto. Just want you to not feel bad.
No, man, I don't want to mess with Rusty. He's well known by the Oxidados south from the border, so I don't mess with him. Back to Nate.
Anyone else got something from Ernesto?
K5BZI.
Go ahead, Ray.
So if Ernesto, if you're out giving out baby kisses this weekend, I'll make sure and put plenty of moisturizer on my butt cheeks for you.
Make sure you shave them too.
I would have to for sure. Accident.
Okay, so ends the family-friendly portion of our programming. All right, thanks very much. Ray, anybody have anything else for Ernesto? All right, Ernesto, great. Well, I hope you have a good time at the Austin Field Day. Enjoy your AC. Think of us out there in the brutal day sunlight. All right, next we'll go to, and I fast-fingered this one. I got the second check-in was I have PJGX, and then I realized I made a mistake on my typing. So PJGX or something close to that. Are you still out there?
November 5, Juliet Golf X-Ray, N5JGX. Name here is Hugo. Hotel Uniform Golf Oscar. Over.
All right, great, Hugo. What's going on?
Not much. Getting ready for field day, and looking forward to that. Want to partake. Haven't partaked in a while, so we're going to try to do that. Going to go out with the Hambuds this year, and hopefully we can add to their score points and catch a lot of friends on the air as well. As for beating the heat, a lot of liquid refreshment. Try to stay away from the caffeine, but lots of water and maybe Gatorade and all of that. And also, I have fox hunted in the past, and if anybody needs a partner, I'm thinking about getting back into it a little bit, and I've done it years ago. But anyway, if anybody's interested with a partner, I don't drive, but like I said, I'm thinking about getting back into tea hunting. I think I have a beam there in the garage that I could use. It may be cumbersome, though, but we'll see. Let's see, what was your other question? Yeah, I think I answered both of them.
Yeah, it's great. Well, I look forward to I think, probably meeting you at Field Day. I don't recall that we've met before, so that'll be great. On the fox hunting, sure. I mean, yeah, I've had a couple offers from some of these other guys as far as partnering up, and I just always, tend to just kind of last minute. Got an hour and a half, 2 hours to go kill, and I'll just drive out there and try and do it myself. But I think that's a mistake. So appreciate that offer, and yeah, you should get back into it. I think it's a lot of fun, and I've got my little measuring tape antenna, and so try and do with it the best I can. All right. So does anybody have any questions or comments for Hugo? All right, hearing none, it was nice talking to you, Hugo, and we'll catch you out at Field Day and hope you have a good evening.
Thank you very much, N5JGX.
Next on our list, Mr. BZI. Ray, how are you tonight?
Hey, Steve, what's cooking, man? K5BZI here. Thank you for hosting the net, doing a bang-up job. I have spent the week preparing for Field Day, and that means getting my camper ready. I fixed some antenna stuff in there. I have been working on some radios. I've been working on the military radio that I have in hopes of getting it out there on Field Day, but it's taken me a little longer, so I don't think it's going to make it. But I did fix some bandpass filters today that I had inherited from K5TR. Thank you, George. I was able to fix a couple of them, so it looks like I might have some bandpass filters to use this weekend, which will be handy. And trying to get work wrapped up so that I can take the whole day off tomorrow, and it looks like I might have done it. So I'm pretty excited about that because I still need to get the camper out of the backyard and get her gassed up, and I still need to pack a bag and that stuff, load the radio in there. So there's still some minor things I got to finish up, but pretty much all week long I've been doing that. How do I keep out of the heat? Well, it's been kind of hard walking back and forth to the camper during the day, but there's some things that I've been doing in the mornings. I try to get all my outside work done by noon, and then I I work from home, fortunate enough to be able to work from home, so I basically get all my honeydews done before noon, then at noon I sit down and go to work, and I work till the wee hours at night, so that's how I do it. I get all my stuff done, and then I just work through the rest of the heat of the day. And that's about all I've got. One other thing, I forgot about the need for networking in a logging server during field day, so if anybody coming out to field day has some of that Ubiquity networking gear that they can bring that we can set up, that'd be really, really appreciated. Otherwise, we'll have to wing it somehow. But anywho, that's the only thing we're missing on field day, and I hope to see everybody out there. K5BZI, back to net.
Yeah, thanks for that, Ray. Yeah, I remember my first winter field day, or my first field day was the last winter and that was my getting to know you moment was hanging out with you and a lot of the other guys and putting out what seemed like about 1,000 feet of wire antenna for your aircraft radio. So that was my crash course in Oak Hill teamwork. So anyway, it was a great time. I was totally hooked after that and really looking forward to it. Thanks for all the preparation you put into it. Your RV was basically kind of ground zero central. So thanks for everything you do. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, much appreciated the compliment there. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really love it, and it's a labor of love for sure. And I appreciate everybody who comes out because the more the merrier. And guys, come on out. Even if you're not staying the night, you don't have to. You can come out Saturday during the day. You can come out Sunday during the day. The thing that is it's officially from 1 p.m. till 1 p.m. Sunday to Saturday. So, and I'll be there Friday afternoon. So I'll be there through from Friday evening through Sunday. So. Feel free to come on out anytime, and it's dog and child and beverage friendly. So come on and all. K5BZI, back to net.
All right. Does anybody have any questions or comments or anything for Ray? Well, I know I'm looking forward to spending some more time with Ray and the rest of the gang, and looking forward to checking out the summer version of this thing we call Field Day. So, all right, let's go on now to our president, Rusty, WZ5BBS, and thanks for bailing me out on missing the Fox News there, Rusty. I appreciate it.
You bet, man. And even though you're a lawyer and you work for the government, we still love you. So, thanks for running the net, man. Yeah, it's a hot one. It has been hot, and we ducked out the hot starting Saturday. It's been a very hamtastic week for me, let me tell you. We got to send a shout out to KA5D, KA5C, Court, and Kyle. They got us in on the UT roof, and we went and tried Saturday at 9 p.m. It was going to be Monday at noon, and everybody kind of shuddered at that. And so Saturday at 9 became an option. So we snuck in there, and it was Kyle and Court and myself, N5LX, Sky, and Philip, AC5G. We changed out our antenna. We got a brand new X50 up on the building, and got it all plugged in. We got the repeater that AI5JT fixed for us. Thank you, Rick, for making that happen. And pulled out our HTs, and life was great. We were talking to each other on the roof, and then we figured everything was done, so we shut down the shop, and everybody went home, and we tried out the repeater, and we couldn't hear anything. So, Court and Kyle went back on Sunday and pulled everything out, and it looks like the duplexer is a little wonky, and we have a little more loving that we need to do. So we've been locked out of UT until I think it was July 5th. They have shut everything down for whatever purposes. It wasn't because of what we did. It's just a routine thing. So the 775 is going to be down until July 5th at least. We are acquiring all the things that we need to get everything done, though. So hopefully by the time their maintenance window opens back up, we can go sneak back in and get everything going and get the 775 back on the air. So kind of like Ray, you do it at 9 o'clock at night instead of noon when you're just going to be out there and fry. So that was Saturday, and then we went yesterday and helped David with his antenna. That was fun. Ended up over at the Almara Cafe eating shawarma and getting fat and watching it rain, which was super fun. So thanks to everybody that came out for that as well. I will not be coming to field day because it is too freaking hot. And it's just not going to happen. I'm more of a winter field day kind of a dude, so I wish you all the best and good luck, and bring home lots of points, and all that kinds of fun stuff. But yeah, y'all have fun with that one out there. It is kind of bittersweet, seeing as this is the last Friday night Trivia Net coming in on Friday. But it's time for some change and some things on Friday night for me, so it'll be good. And we've had some people talking about maybe bringing it back and doing some things, so we're not going to say goodbye, we're just going to say goodnight. We'll leave it at that. And maybe the Trivia Net will be popping back around, in some future point. For those of you who are going to field day, it is about, 50 feet away from our Johnson City repeater. So make sure you have the 147250 programmed into everything. Y'all be able to talk super easy on that. And you'll be getting back into the Oak system as well, so we can keep up with what all is going on. Looking forward to seeing all the shenanigans in the Field Day channel over the weekend. And I am also considering putting out a Field Day Fox. But one thing I will tell you is that it will not be in the front yard. That's about all I got. So thanks for running the net, man. We need you doing this more often. You are a rock star at this. KI5 UKF WZ5 DBS. Back to net control.
Rusty, I know I'm joined by all of our club members in being appreciative that we won't be in the newspaper next week for the club shutting down the University of Texas system for 2 weeks. That's certainly good news. Now, on a serious note, thank you so much. I enjoyed many trivia nights. I missed the last few, but I know that was a large commitment of your personal time, and I don't know what all the preparation was for it, but I mean, it was just a first-rate product all the way across, the software, the presentation, the little movies you ran in the background, all the way across. Top notch, and I know a lot of folks have enjoyed it. I think it's one of our more popular events, and so we'll find something else to replace it with that will make it even bigger and better, but that's a hell of a starting point. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. All right, does anybody have anything for Rusty, our president?
Yeah, KI5PZ then.
Go ahead, Ernesto.
Who else are you going to breakfast on Saturday? Back to you.
Oh, you're such a butthole. Yes, I'm coming to Old Man Breakfast. I'm going to pretend to be hungry, and I'm going to try to be happy and polite. It's everything you can ask out of me at 8 o'clock in the morning. So, yes, I will be at Old Man Breakfast, and then we got the K5LVJ net, and it starts at 10 a.m.-ish. We got to buy those boys a clock on an alarm and something else. But, if it's not on by 10, it might be on by 10:15. It's for sure going to be on by 10:30. But I will see you for breakfast, my friend, at the Old Man Breakfast.
All right, man. Looking forward to see you guys over there. All right, back to net. This is KI5PZ then.
All right, anybody else have something for Rusty? Well, okay then, Rusty, thanks for all the work you put in on the radio and the club stuff this week, and wish you a good night. All right, next on our list is K7TVA, David.
All right, thanks, Phil. This is David, Kilo 7 Tango Victor Alpha. So it has been quite a week in ham radio for me. First in fox hunting, when foxes were getting put out, I turned on my radio and I heard nothing, and I said, well, I'm like a half a mile from Rusty's house. So that means the fox isn't in Rusty's front yard. Turns out it was in Rusty's front yard. It was just really hard to hear. But I wrote that in Discord, and then I said, you know, people might not be thrilled about like the spoilers, so I deleted it, not knowing that I was just deleting this information. And then, starting from a half mile away from the fox, I drove all around town and never found the fox. So fox hunting is tough work sometimes. I've found foxes before, but I think something about the directions that this one was transmitting in or something just made it so that I couldn't hear it on the path that I took. But I'm going to make sure I do a full 360 of Rusty's house next time, first thing out the gate. And then, as Ernesto already spoke about, I had a wonderful gathering yesterday. Big thanks to Ernesto, Rusty, Doug, and Philip who came by and helped me trim the antenna. A little bit about that antenna. I've been like throwing it into trees little by little over the past couple weeks, and finally got it to the point where it just needed trimming, which is a lot of trips up and down onto the roof and different places around the house to do it. So those guys really made it go easy. We got the antenna trimmed up to where it's usable across the entirety of the 80, 40, and 20 meter band. The antenna is a 135-ish foot long off-center fed dipole with the feed point at about the 1/3 mark with a 4-to-1 unun. And the unun I made myself, and it's even inside a enclosure that I 3D printed myself and raised up into the tree with some ropes. So it's a very DIY antenna and a little bit of an experiment in seeing how well the 3D printed enclosure holds up over time. So make sure I check it hasn't fallen out every time I go to use it, I guess. And last night, I was eager to use the thing, so I stayed up pretty late, and after all of the thunderstorms passed, got on the air and heard a lot of booming signals from Europe, Germany, the Netherlands, and ended up making the first contact on my new radio and the first contact on my new antenna to Serbia. And I was just shocked that to go pretty much all the way around the world, way further than I've ever made a contact before. So it's working great, and I'm totally pleased. And this is Kilo 7 Tango Victor Alpha, back to the net.
Wow, David, that sounds really cool, especially making those DX contacts on your first evening with it. That's really great. I guess the off-center dipole is the antenna I know the least about. So I guess are there calculators out there like there are for dipoles that'll tell you the links and where you should put the feed point? Over.
Calculators, or there are some websites that kind of have designs for them. There's a few different options for where to put the feed point in. So 33% is one option that kind of gives you the length you cut it for. So it's the same length as a regular dipole. If you're making an 80 meter dipole, it's about 135 feet long. That kind of gives you that band and then like twice the frequency and then 4 times the frequency. So cut for 80, it works on 80, 40, and 20. If you cut it for 40, it'll work on 40, 20, and 10 is in theory. And I know 19% of the way, so you have like 19% of the antenna on one side of the feed point and 81% on the other side is another way to cut it that gives you a different combination of bands. So you can kind of look for some web pages that tell you how to do it. And there's one really good web page I remember seeing that has sort of a graph along the length of the antenna of where the current and voltage nodes and antinodes are for different bands on with different feed points. That explains it. And I'm not great at the science part of all this, but I can follow instructions and measure wires, so it ended up working out.
It's very impressive. I hope you enjoy it and have a lot of fun with it. And it sounded like a really fun project, putting it up and getting it trimmed with the guys. Sounds like a fun day. All right, so does anybody have any comments or questions for David?
K5BZI.
Your mic, Ray.
Yeah, David, so congrats on the install there, and glad you got some help. Sounds like you're all set on HF, so when are we going to get you an antenna for 2 meters, got a little gain, so we can hear you on Tuesday nights, bud?
well. Thanks, Ray, for your concern and for volunteering to come on out and help install antennas on the roof of my house so we can get it even higher than the trees. You just let me know what day you're going to be here, I guess. K7TVA.
Yeah, man, I'll be there. I'd have come today if I could have, but I just with field day stacked up, I got work to do. But yeah, man, you get an antenna, I'll come out there and climb your roof for you. I've done it before.
Yeah, I've got like I literally have a numbered list of antennas I want to build, and I made the list in order to stop myself from trying to make 7 different antennas at the same time, and I said, okay, I'm going to work on like 2 or 3 tops. So on that list is like putting up a mast off of my chimney, which is going to require some augmentation of the house framing and put some lag bolts in, that kind of work to do. But I'll get there, and then I'll be able to put definitely be able to put the beams up on top, nice and high. K7TVA.
Right on. Yeah, man, just let me know. Is it a single story or a 2-story house? Because I've got connections with really tall ladders.
No, it's a 2-story house, but I have, like, the first story has a roof where you can get on the first story roof and then just jump from there up to the second story roof, so it's actually pretty easy to access.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's not too bad then. Yeah, just let me know, man. I'd love to jump on roofs.
Sure. I was actually up there to do the antenna trimming because the place where I could, like, pull the longer leg of the antenna from to get the end of it in my hand was the top of the roof, and we had the thunderstorms rolling in on us, so we were going as fast as we can, trimming that antenna, and then kind of scurried down off the roof when the thunder and the lightning started getting closer together. K7TVA.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that storm blew my satellite Yagi off, and I had to climb that tower and put the thing back up there. So glad you got off there, man, in time, because it was brutal. All right, anyway, K5BZI, back to net control.
All right, anyone have anything else for David tonight?
Hey, David, it's Kilo 5 Bravo Mike Romeo. I'm just curious about the orientation of your antenna, that you were getting such solid contacts into Europe last night. K5DMR.
Sure. So I have 4 trees in the corners of my property. So the feed point is located in let me get my compass bearings straight here. The feed point is located in the southeast tree. The short leg runs over to the southwest tree, and then I think like the last few feet of it kind of point downward because it wasn't quite the distance. And then the long leg runs around the other way to the northeast tree where it turns and bends toward the northwest tree, and it ends kind of halfway between the trees. So I think the most radiating part of the antenna is like the middle of its total length, and that middle is oriented north-south because it runs from the southeast tree to the northeast tree. So it's sort of like U-shaped. I don't know if anyone knows, does a U-shaped dipole radiate most strongly off of the bottom of the U? Because if so, then that would explain beaming to the east towards Europe. So yeah, that's what it is.
Cool. I didn't realize that it was kind of wrapping around all the trees. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. I'd be curious if you have some photos or a diagram or something like that. But yeah, thanks, K5BMR.
Yeah, photos would be a good idea. I'm not sure if I'll be able to take a photo that really shows the wire because it's a real thin wire. But I could do something to kind of document it and show people what I did. I have like a 1/4 acre lot here, so fitting an 80-meter antenna onto the lot, you're going to have some bends in it any way you do it. K7TVA, back to net.
All right, great. Anyone else have anything else for David?
PZN.
Go ahead, Ernesto.
Hey, David, I forgot to, to check in on the CW net tonight, and I was wondering, because I know you were going to check in, if you get results tonight with the new antenna, and I also want to confirm that, yes, those wires are invisible. You have to really look for them if you put antenna like the one that David did. It's invisible up there. Yeah, just curious, man. How did it go with the CW net?
Hey, Ernesto, good to hear you. So, CW net went well. Talked to Pat a little, talked to Sam a little. 80 meters tonight was not working great, and so I actually tried both antennas, my old antenna down on the fence, and just to see if maybe it would be better. But was getting a lot of fading and just not a lot and not a lot of signal to noise ratio on 80 meters. So Sam and I actually moved up to 40 meters. I had a contact there, and coming in 40 meters, coming in on that antenna from Sam was just booming, just tons of signal. Worked real well, and that was good because in the past with the old antenna I had a lot of trouble hearing Sam, or actually more accurately him hearing me. So we were able to get it done tonight. Yeah, thanks K7TVA.
All right, man. Very cool. I'm glad it worked out. All right, that was it. Paxton and Control, KF5PZN.
All right. Anyone else have anything for David?
BZ, I need to jump back in there.
Go ahead.
Hey, David. One quick thing. If you could, have you run a test on Whisper yet to see how you're getting out? And if not, maybe you could do that and post on Discord the image. That'd be pretty cool.
I should not. I'll have to do a little learning on exactly how to do that. But yeah, it's a good idea. Thanks.
Yeah, WSPR. Check it out, man. It'd be fun to see how that antenna's getting out. K5BZI back to net.
All right. Anybody else have anything for David? Comments or questions about his cool antenna setup? All right, great. Well, David, we'll tell you good night and catch you. I'm sorry. Before I let you go, are you going to make it out to Field Day this weekend?
No plans to show up on Field Day in person, but I'm going to take advantage of the busy fans to get more familiar with this radio and see what it can do, stretch its legs. So I'm going to be operating from home as a one echo station. K7TVA. Thanks, Steve. Back to net.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you again and have a good night. All right, let's do a quick station ID. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, call sign N50AK. All right, next on our list was Sky with no traffic, and then next we have Cody. Cody, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going? It is KI5YLS. My name's Cody. I'm over here in Fort Hood, or greatly known now as Fort Cavazos. Let's see, what have I done all week? Well, I've been putting in job applications, and matter of fact, I got a job interview tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. With Chipotle. That'll be cool. 2 questions. Am I making it out to Field Day? I am not. I don't have any transportation, as well as I don't have any way of getting there or, no equipment or anything like that. So let me let it reset. I will not be coming up, but my mom and grandmother are going to be at Houston for the Sons and Daughters of Pearl Harbor Survivors meet, and so I'm going to have the house to myself for the weekend. So that needs a lot of streaming and a lot of content creation and getting to be as loud as I want to be and do somewhat whatever I want to do. If I thought there was a way, and I don't know, maybe somebody can tell me if there is or not, if I thought there was a way, I'd jump on my computer and help the club out on Field Day from operating here at home. Let me reset again. But again, somebody can let me know if that's the case, if I can't do that. If not, I totally understand. And then what was the other? Oh, yeah, the weather. How am I dealing with the weather? Staying inside as much as possible. I have no reason to go anywhere other than my job interview tomorrow. So I just going to stay inside and play on my computer, make content, live stream. I've got a bunch of live stream plans, all this other stuff. So yeah, barely go outside as much as possible. And then now how a lot's been going on, reset for the last time. I'm getting better and better about not hitting that cutoff limit. Basically, what's been going on throughout the week? Like I said, putting in applications, and I've had to sadly say goodbye and departure with my vehicle. Had the repo man show up at my house to come take it. And it was a voluntary because I don't want to give it up. but unfortunately, it's going to be financially a lift off my shoulders because I'm so far in a hole right now that this is going to help a lot, and this is something that I didn't want to do, but it's for the better right now, and so yeah, so that it is what it is. But I'll send it back to Net for any comments.
Well, Cody, certainly wish you good luck on your job interview tomorrow. By the way, what position are you interviewing for? Is it food prep, or are there other types of jobs that you're looking at there?
Well, so to be honest with you, I just put in an application for Chipotle, and when they asked for desired position, I told them I'll do anything from manager, even though I know I'm not going to get that because I'm just starting at Chipotle, all the way down to scrubbing bathrooms because I just need something. To be honest with you, I'm ready to go back to work. As much as I love sitting at home streaming, I'm ready to make some money so I can go out again and have a good time. But to be honest with you, I don't know what position I will be getting. Probably either cook or the front register, more than likely. Back to you.
All right. Well, it sounds like you got the right attitude. Manager all the way to bathroom floor scrubber. I mean, I think that's a go-to attitude. Hopefully, they'll recognize that. All right. So, does anyone have anything out there for Cody? Well, Cody, good luck in your job interview. Sorry we'll miss you at field day. I enjoyed meeting and working with you at the last field day. I remember we had quite a project with your tent there. I enjoyed that a lot and just wish you the best of luck. Over. All right, the last entry on our list was K5BMR. He said he had no traffic. So I guess what we'll do here is another round of check-ins. So is there anybody who has joined us since the last round of check-ins? If so, and you'd like to check in, come on now with your call sign and your name. As a favor to me, could you give me that call sign phonetically and kind of slow so I can type it slow?
This is Kilo India 5, November Lima Kilo Anderson in Manjack.
This is Whiskey 7, Delta Tango X-Ray, Travis in South Austin.
Sounded like a mic got keyed there. I got Anderson and I got Travis. Was there a third person trying to check in?
This is Low Alpha 5, Delta, Central Austin. Kyle.
Any other second round regular check-ins? All right, I'll start then with Anderson. Anderson, did I get your call correctly? Is it Kilo India 5, November Lima Alpha?
So close. It's November Lima Kilo. KI5 and out K.
That stuff kind of takes practice, writing down those call signs in real time. So I'm working on it. All right, Anderson, well, how are you doing this evening?
You have my sympathies for doing that. People have mentioned, hey Anderson, why don't you run a net? And my only response is I'm not a masochist like that. I say that as I just came in from chainsawing a tree out in the front yard. I've been for the past four nights just every night as soon as it gets cool I go out there and just cut as much as I can. I had a big old nice oak that just probably died 2 years ago, and I've just been looking at it going, I can't cut it down. I love it too much. It's not dead. It'll come back, but eventually I was just like, it kept dropping limbs, and I was going, okay, this thing's getting dangerous. So I've been going at it, but oh my God, it's killing me with this 150-degree weather. So not a whole lot radio stuff been going on. I tried to talk to Southside Simplex the other night, but all I had was my HT because all the computer stuff was unplugged. So I think all I could hear was Ray, or I could hear everybody, but all they could hear me was Ray. But same old stuff. Other than that, just trying to be lazy and slack off.
So on your chainsaw project, did you just fell it yourself? By yourself? Do you have that skill to make sure it doesn't go toward your house?
Yeah, I am one of those guys that thinks I have every skill. I may not actually, but I sure as heck will attack it and do whatever I can to fix it. A good example is car repair stuff, same thing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna bang on it till it works. I just swapped the alternator in my Tahoe, and I was like, well, we'll just start unplugging stuff, unbolting stuff till I get the piece out I want, and sure enough, it works. So my car's battery's charging again. It died when I came back from the airport, and that was probably that's like the worst time your battery can be dead. You come back from the airport from being somewhere and it won't start. It's like midnight. You just go, God, what am I gonna do here? But luckily somebody jumped me, so it was all good. But yeah, the tree was in a safe spot where it wasn't gonna hit anything.
Well, good. I'm glad that turned out well for you. I've become a lot more courageous about those out of norm projects with YouTube than I ever was before. But if I can get a visual of somebody else doing it and kind of with some decent video or whatever, then I generally will go for it. I'm maybe not quite up to your speed on just jumping in there and starting taking stuff apart without some kind of a guide. Over.
Yep, YouTube University. That's what they call it, right? Everybody can do everything. It's always impressive when you meet an older guy like my wife's grandpa or something who they did stuff without that. They would learn from people. They didn't just go, I'll just Google it.
Yeah, greatest generation for sure, for sure. All right, well, we're going to see you at Field Day this weekend.
No, story of my life. I got something else going. The Field Day always lands on my anniversary. This will be my 15-year anniversary with the wife, and then my kid was born on our anniversary. So there's no way I'll ever get to a summer Field Day.
Man, congratulations! I just celebrated my 30th last week, so congratulations. 15's a big deal. All right. Well, does anybody have anything for Anderson?
BBS. You better be lucky somebody wants to hang out with you for 15 years. I'm just curious, where you been on the Slacker chat, man? We've been having plenty of conversations over there, and you have not been around. Where you been, man?
Man, I'll tell you what, so 15 years she could put up with me, but we've actually, I don't know if I've told you that, but we met in elementary. We've been best friends since then. The Slacker chat stuff, man, I took the radio out of my car. When I park at the airport, I don't like to leave stuff in there that people would, theoretically steal, even though it's like a $25 mobile, and I haven't put it back in, but I was out of town. I went to Idaho for a little over a week, and was gone for a little vacation stuff, but I'll put the radio back in there tonight if I get around to it, if we get done with the net before 1 o'clock. Hey to you too, Rusty.
So basically, you're just telling me that Amanda has been out of her mind her entire life. She's put up with you. Right on, man. Well, happy anniversary, happy birthday to Addie, and we'll see you on the repeater, man, at some point when you get that thing stuffed back in your car. WZ5BBS, back to net control.
All right, anyone else have anything for Anderson? All right, Anderson, I hope you enjoy your anniversary and birthday proceedings this weekend, and hopefully we'll catch you on the winter side. Over. All right, next on our list, W7DTX. Did I get that right, Travis?
Yeah, absolutely. This is Travis, W7DTX, and good evening to everybody on the net. Not a lot of things going on this week. Just getting ready, I guess, for field day this weekend. So excited about that, and have a Parks on the Air setup that I'm gonna give it a try out there. So that'll be good. I've got a couple of parks I want to activate out west next week. So that's really all that's going on that's radio related. I guess to answer your second question, I think that's what everybody's trying to do is figure out how to stay out of the heat. So yeah, I guess the only way to really do that and still get outside is to wake up early or go out late. And so we've been waking up early and hitting Barton Springs and a couple of the local pools. Back to you.
All right, that's great, Travis. What's your POTA setup?
So I'm going to try the Zygu 6100, and then I've got the MP1 super antenna and just a battery here. So I'm going to give that a try and see how the 5 or 10 watts gets out.
All right, well, let me know how that goes. I did my first and only so far POTA with Sam a few weekends ago, and then it was really a lot of fun, something I'd kind of like to do some more of. So maybe I'll check out your setup. What I have is a little bulky to be walking more than about 100 feet from the car. So any tips would be appreciated. All right, does anybody have anything for Travis tonight? All right, Travis, we'll see you out at field day, and looking forward to spending some time hanging with you and learning about your setup. All right, next we had KA5D Kyle.
Hey, good evening. This is Kyle, KA5D. Good to hear you on tonight. Great job running the net. And, we're just gearing up for field day. We're going to be at Busher State Park. So we hope to work you guys from N5OAK. We're going to be operating as W5TXU, which is a South Texas Rover Club call. And other than that, just working on repeaters, helping get that 775 machine back in order. Might be a little bit of a slow roll, but we'll get it done. And that's about it over here. Back to net, KA5D.
So, Kyle, which direction from Austin is Busher State Park?
That's in Smithville, so that's kind of east-southeast, about an hour's drive.
And is that a different club that you're a member of, or who's putting that event together?
No, it's not really a club so much. It just, all the VHF rovers, we bring XYLs and make a little camp out of it. We've been kind of doing that for about a decade now. So, yeah, it's just a small gathering. And we always operate one transmitter QRP battery. That's our little jam. So 5 watts. So, sometimes we're hard to be heard, but those multipliers, man, when you're operating QRP battery, they add up.
All right. Well, I'll keep an eye out for you. I plan to set up a station. Given whatever the club's plan is, I'll follow it. But if I do, I'll probably be voting to go for 20 meters phone. So I don't know if you guys are going to be phone or on some other mode, but I'll be listening.
Well, we look forward to hearing you. We're going to be operating all modes. So CW, phone, and FT8. We look forward to it. KA5D, back to net.
Sorry about that, Kyle. I think I doubled with you, but I caught you that you're going to be on multi-mode, CW and phone, and be looking for you. Does anybody have anything for Kyle tonight?
5BZI.
Your mic, Ray.
Hey, Kyle. I just want to say hi. First of all, it's been a while since we shouted, and I just want to extend my gratitude for the help on the 775 there, man. Really appreciate it. And I hope you and Court have a good field day, and we'll be listening for you out there. We ought to be far enough apart, I think, to hate each other maybe on 80 late at night. So anyhow, you guys stay cool and good luck.
Hey, thanks a lot, Ray. Yeah, definitely. We could do 80 at night, 40 during the day, and probably some 6 meters too. So we got a few bands we could work, and hope to hear you on there. Have fun, KA5D.
Yeah, I didn't even think about 6. Yeah, we'll definitely try that. I ought to have a decent setup for 6. So yeah, we'll try you on that as well. Back to net, K5BZI.
All right, does anyone else have anything for Kyle? Kyle, have a safe trip and have a good night and a good weekend. Let's do a station ID. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, call sign N50AK. Okay, let's do our third round of regular check-ins. Please come with your call sign, phonetically, if you please, and your name. Anyone else want to check in to tonight's net?
This is Alpha 5, Sierra Juliet Micah.
All right, any other check-ins? Hey, Micah, how's it going? What's going on?
I am currently dealing with a pile of resistors in their natural habitat, aka all jumbled up and not sorted, trying to find the last few I need for the external keyboard for the IC7300. So I may, if anyone else has resistors, I might ask you to bring some to field day so I can do the soldering there, because I can't seem to find my 1.5K resistors, but that's what's going on with me.
So you're coming to field day. Hey, are those? I remember from high school general electronics, and this is about circa 1982, that there was a color coding stripes on those resistors. Are they still identified as far as their resistance the same way with the color coded stripes in some order?
Definitely. I did have to Google it. I used to know these by heart in college because I was majoring in electronics, so I used to be able to pick them out of a pile pretty well. But that's been 20 years now. So I'm currently hovering over this pile with my flashlight from my phone, with Google pulled up, trying to find a brown, green, black, brown. And so far, no luck. I've got the other 3 I need, though.
So if that was me, it would be the phone flashlight and then a magnifying glass and then 2 sets of reading glasses to see those little stripes. It's been a long time. I'd kind of forgotten how those things were identified. And so what are you working on? You said it was a 7300?
Yeah, you can have a 4-button external keypad for the 7300 that's really easy to wire up, so that when you're doing things like contests, you can record your CQ message. I like to record the long CQ, the very short call/QRZ, and then a recording of me calling into to stations that are calling CQ as well, so I can just hit the button and not have to sit there and talk in the mic the whole time. I learned that trick from Ray at my first Winterfield Day back in 2021. He was just using the recording on his phone and holding down the PTT and playing it, but this is a little more elegant, except right now it feels less elegant because of the pile of resistors I am desperately hoping I can find what I need in.
But yeah, so you said that you'd be in there with a magnifying glass. I got to tell you, when I was in college, the resistors were also larger. They've shrunk. These are not surface mount. They have leads on them, or they're through hole. But the actual resistors are smaller now than they used to be for the same power size. So that's also not helping my 42-year-old eyes.
Yeah, it sounds like I would be doomed. I think my 991A, my Yaesu, will do the record thing, but that's just one of the features on it that I've yet to delve into and learn. But that would have been helpful to learn for field day. I actually didn't think about it, so good call. All right, does anybody have anything for Micah tonight?
BZI.
You're right.
So a couple things. First of all, I have a 7300 now, so I don't have to use the phone trick. I have a pre-programmed in the radio, and man, is that nice. And thirdly, I guess, out of three, I have only been out of college for 13 years, so that makes me younger than you. And lastly, I will bring a billion resistors to field day, and you're welcome. I'll also bring my box of capacitors in case I need them or anybody else needs them. So anyway, I'll bring all my resistors tomorrow if you need them. K5BZ, over to you, Micah.
Well, I appreciate the assistance on the resistors. I'm not sure I want to deal with another pile. I plan on consuming some beverages tomorrow night, although I may have to do the soldering tomorrow, so either way I may have to bring the pile or bring the components. So we'll see, but yeah, feel free to bring whatever, and I'll probably bring my soldering iron, and Friday evening maybe a hurried up attempt to get this thing ready, because honestly I waited too long to get started. I didn't start working on it until last weekend, and I did not just use I think it's WTH's design that he had posted. I started my own, and I'll show you why when we get there / if I fix it, or if I finish it. So yeah, I think that's it for me. AG5SJ, back to net.
All right, anyone else have anything for Micah tonight? Okay, Micah, well, I'll see you there tomorrow, and look forward to watching you solder and watching you sort piles of resistors, probably with a beverage in my hand, but I will not be participating in anything that serious, hopefully this weekend. Do you have anything else for us, Micah?
I do not believe that I do.
All right, well then, good night to you, sir, 73. Let's do another round of check-ins. This is, actually, let's just do a quick station ID, since I think it's been about 10 minutes. This is the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club Thursday Night Net, hosted by the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club, call sign N50AK. Is there anybody who's joined us since we've had our other rounds of check-ins who would like to check in now? Please give us your call sign and your name. Anyone else, anybody else that's already checked in, have anything else they want to add tonight? Well, gosh, guys, I agreed to do this net control tonight because you guys normally run till about 11 o'clock from what I can see in the chat on Discord. And generally I get up at 5 a.m., so 11 o'clock's a little late for me, so I'm off tomorrow for field day, and I just got the courage to do this tonight since I had the chance to sleep in tomorrow. But I've enjoyed it, and it sounds like we're at the end, unless anybody has anything else to add.
K5BZI.
Go ahead, Ray.
First of all, with the 775 down, there's probably a lot of folks that aren't connected in tonight, so that has something to do with the early ending. But I just want to throw out there, come to field day, guys. If you're on the fence, yeah, it's gonna be hot, but there's plenty of AC. You're welcome into my camper, and there's plenty of folks that have, folks that have rented cabins. You can step in, cool off. So we are all going to be indoors where there's air conditioning, even though we are at an RV/cabin/camping place. So don't be shy. Come on out Saturday, Sunday, and come join the fun. We'd love to see you. Back to net control, K5BZI.
Yeah, I would ditto that. I went through some crap last year, kind of in the fall area. Got completely out of radio for several months, and just happened to get on one of the nets. Might have been this one. I think it was a Thursday night net because I heard they were going out to field day the next day. I went back and visited with my XYL for a few minutes, and I ponied it up and just drove down there with no radios and just pitched a tent, and it totally rejuvenated me into the hobby. So strongly encourage anybody who's on the fence just to drive out there for, even just a few hours, just enjoy the camaraderie, something else. All right, well, it looks like it is time to wrap up the net. Before I close the net, actually thank you all for joining the Oak Hill Radio Amateur Club Thursday Night Net, a service of the Oak Hill Radio Club, call sign N50AK. We're right here every night, every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central. We're a nonprofit based in Austin, Texas. For more information, please visit n50ak.org, where you can read about the club, sign up for our email list, or donate to support the continued growth of amateur radio. You might also consider joining our Discord group, where we stay in touch when we are not on the radio. We always want to thank Kyle, KA5D, for linking us to the University Link repeater system for this net. I am Steve Johnson, KI5UKF, from my QTH here in Dripping Springs, Texas, 73. Thanks for hanging out with us again tonight, and the system is now returned to regular amateur radio use.
Thanks, sir. Fantastic job. WZ5VBS.
Great net, Steve. K5BZI.
Thank you, Steve, for running the net. Great job, K5PZN.
I don't know if anybody said anything, but great net, man. KF5 and OK.
Thanks for the net. It was a fun one. K7TVA.
Thank you all. I enjoyed it. Hope everyone has a good night. KF5UKF.